Hello and welcome back to the next episode of our Let's Look At series, Advanced Dungeons & Dragons Unearthed Arcana. And let's just get right into it. I have no idea where we left off. I think... Oh, I stopped at potions and we were on to scrolls. Yep. So scrolls, protection from acid, self-explanatory, protection from breath weapons, dragon, protection from breath weapons, non-dragons. Protection from cold, protection from electricity, protection from fire, gas, illusions, paralysis, protection from plants. Okay. Protection extends to a 1 diameter sphere centered on the reader. All forms of vegetable life, including fungi, slimes, mold, and the like, are unable to penetrate the protective sphere. If it is moved towards such plant life which is capable of movement, the plant will be pushed away. Okay. I didn't know they quantified slimes as plant. That's a new one. Protection from traps, protection from water, magic weapons, non-magic weapons. And that's the end of scrolls. Rings, ring of animal friendship. Anything ring. This ring will initially appear to be a standard ring of warmth. However, the wearer may command 3 other functions from the ring, choosing from among the other standard sorts of magical rings. Okay. The period of such functioning will be 1 operation in the case of a ring which has a function type, djinn summoning, wishes, etc. Otherwise, the effect will last for 1 day, 24 hours. Any ring function so commanded will never be usable again. For example, the ring cannot be made to give more than 1 wish. After 3 singular uses of this sort, the ring will turn into a non-magical piece of jewelry worth 100 to 600 gold pieces. That's kind of cool. It doesn't... They don't really have, like, rarity. So there's not, like, legendary, common, uncommon, rare, stuff like that, relic, stuff like that. Ring of Blinking. When the wearer of this ring issues the proper verbal command, the dwemer of the item activates, and he or she is then affected exactly as if the blink spell were operating upon his or her person. Okay. Ring of Bakab. This ornate piece of jewelry initially appears to be a valuable but non-magical ring. Even magical detection of the most powerful sort will not reveal the dwemer of the item. The function of the ring comes into play whenever the wearer is assailed by some magical device which actually contacts his or her person. The magical device will malfunction, failing to affect its intended target, and if it is not saved versus the power of the ring, it will be furthermore be turned into a non-magical item. That's pretty cool. Ring of Chameleon Power. This is gonna last, like, that's how much we got. This is gonna last a while because there's a lot of items that I'm going to be reading. And I'm glossing over some of them, but most of them I'll be reading. Ring of Chameleon Power. Whenever the wearer of this ring desires, he or she is able to magically blend in with the surroundings. Okay. Ring of Clumsiness. This cursed ring typically radiates another dwemer to disguise its baneful nature. The possible secondary powers are free action, feather falling, invisibility, jumping, swimming, warmth, or water walking. The secondary power works normally except when the wearer is under stress, combat, stealth, delicate activity, at which time the clumsiness dwemer takes effect. The dexterity is lowered to half normal, rounded down. Chances for stealth and precise actions are also lowered by 1/2, rounded down. Any attempted spellcasting that requires the handling of a material component or the accomplishment of a somatic component will only succeed if the wearer makes a saving throw versus spell. Otherwise, the spell is botched and nulled. Okay. Ring of Fairy. This specifically dwemered ring is given by the Grey Elves to their closest associates and allies only. Each ring is aligned either toward evil, 5%, or good, 75%, or neutrality, 20%. It enables the wearer to perform certain functions if he or she were an elf. Concealment in woodlands, infravision, concealed doors are noted. So secret doors, concealed doors and secret doors are found 33 1/3% of the time. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's a lot. Ring of Jumping, Ring of Mind Shielding, Ring of the Ram, Ring of Shocking Grasp, Ring of Sustenance, Ring of Truth. There is little doubt that wearing a ring of this nature is a mixed blessing. While any lie told to the wearer is detectable as such by him or her, by the same token he or she is unable to tell any sort of falsehood. Okay, so you can tell when someone's lying, but so can they. Or when you try to lie at them. Was that the end of rings? I think that might have been the end of rings. Yeah. On to rods. Rod of Alertness. I have a joke, but I'm not going to say it. This magical rod is indistinguishable from a footman's mace +1. However, upon usage, its true powers will reveal themselves. The rod bestows +1 to the possessor's die rolls for being surprised, and in combat, the possessor gains +1 on initiative die rolls. If it is grasped firmly, the rod will enable the concentrating character to detect alignment, evil, good, illusion, invisibility, lie, or magic. The use of any of these detect powers does not expend any of the charges in the rod. That's kind of cool. Rod of Flailing. This magical weapon radiates a faint glimmer of the alteration sort when magic is detected for. Upon command of its possessor, the weapon activates, changing from a normal seeing rod to a double-handed flail. In close quarters, or if the wielder is mounted, it is the small horseman's weapon. Otherwise, it is a footman's weapon. Okay. Makes sense. Rod of Passage. I'm yawning. Rod of Passage. This highly dwemered item allows its wielder to perform any of the following, one at a time, one per round. Astral travel, dimension door, pass wall, phase door, and teleport without error. Okay. It is necessary to expend one charge to activate the rod. But once it is activated, the possessor can perform each of the listed functions one time. So you can do any of those one time, but it costs once to activate. Ooh, I hit the page. Oh, it didn't rift. Thank goodness. I need to be more careful. Rod of Security. Each time a charge is expended, this item creates a non-dimensional space, a pocket paradise, where the rod's possessor and as many as 199 other creatures are able to stay in complete safety and security for a period of time, the maximum being 200 days divided by the number of creatures affected. Holy moly. Thus, one creature, the rod's possessor, can stay for 200 days. 4 creatures can stay 50, a group of 60 can stay for 3, and so on and so forth. Rod of Splendor. The possessor of this rod is automatically and continually bestowed with a charisma of 18 for as long as the item is held or carried, and whatever garments the possessor wears, including armor, will appear to be of the finest quality and condition, although no special magical benefit, such as a change in armor class, is enjoyed. Okay. Staves. Staff Mace. This clerical weapon appears as nothing more than a normal wooden staff of the type used when trekking in the wilderness. It gives off a very faint glimmer of the alteration sort. Upon command, it will take on one of the 3 forms which is desired by the possessor. Quarterstaff, Great Mace, Mace. And then its quarterstaff is +3, Great Mace is a footman's mace +1, and Mace is horseman's mace +2. Staff of Slinging. This magical quarterstaff appears to be nothing more than a +1 weapon, unless it is grasped by a druid, whereupon its power of slinging becomes evident. This power, which can only be employed by a druid, is activated when one end of the staff is touched to a heavy object, roughly spherical shape, a stone, metal ball, pottery crock, etc., or up to 9 inches in diameter and 5 pounds in weight. The object then adheres to the end of the staff, and the wielder need then only swing the staff in an overhand arc to release the missile toward a desired target. That's kind of cool. Staff Spear, which is just spear staff. Staff of Swarming Insects. A staff of this sort is typically shortest and quite stout. When initially obtained or encountered, much of its length is covered with finely done carvings depicting all sorts of winged, biting, and stinging flying insects. Bees, deerflies, horseflies, wasps, and the like. This just sounds awful. Any cleric-type character, cleric, druid, shaman, witch doctor, etc., holding it can command the staff to create a swarm of such insects at the same time expending one of the staff's charges. Staff of Thunder and Lightning, Staff of the Woodlands. And now we're into wands. The Anything Wand. Is this like Anything Ring? This device will perform as if it were an ordinary wand of wonder, although it will have no more than 50 usages before being totally expended. In addition, it has 3 other special uses. Upon command, it will perform as if there were any sort of known wand, but it can only duplicate the effects of any given wand once. Okay. Buckler Wand. This is the shortest thick wand, about 1/2 foot in length, with an extraordinarily sharp point on one end and a trigger mechanism built into the opposite end, which is blunt. The wand is usable by any character except one of the cleric class and can be activated in a single segment. When the thick end is grasped firmly and the trigger pressed, the tip of the wand becomes the equivalent of a dagger +1, and the rest of the shaft blossoms into a round shield-off buckler size having a +1 magic value. Okay, kind of self-explanatory. Wand of Defoilation. This wand is never constructed of any sort of wood. Instead, ivory or bone is typically the major component. It has the following functions. When one charge is expended, all chlorophyll in a 3 radius from the wand is destroyed. Defoliation. Now it makes sense. Thus, leaves turn to an autumn-colored drop-off grass. Autumn colors and drop off, grass becomes brown and dry, and so forth. When 2 charges are expended, all normal plant life within 3 radius area of effect withers and dies. Okay, that makes sense. Wand of Earth and Stone. A wand of this type is typically a shortest length and tipped with some form of mineral. It is imbued with the following dormers: dig, pass wall, move earth. In addition, 50% of all such wands, the higher value ones, have the following 2 powers: transmute mud to rock, transmute rock to mud. Okay. Wand of Fireballs. I think we know that one. Wand of Flame Extinguishing kind of goes hand in hand with fireballs. This sort of wand has 3 separate functions. When applied to fires of normal sort and size, no charges are expended in extinguishing such fires. Normal size includes anything up to the size of a bonfire or fire in a regular fireplace, equal to 4 to 6 billets of wood burning hotly. When applied to large normal fires, flaming oil in quantity equal to a gallon or more, the fire produced by a demon or devil, a flame-tongue sword, or burning hand spell, 1 charge is expended from the wand. Continual magical flames, such as those of a sword or creature able to ignite, will be extinguished for 6 rounds and will flare up again after that time. When applied to large magical fires, such as fireball, flame strike, or wall of fire, 2 charges are expended from the wand as the flames are extinguished. If 1 charge of this device is used upon a creature which is composed of flame, a fire elemental for instance, the wand inflicts 6 to 36 6d6 points of damage upon the creature. Okay. There's a lot. I think I'm no matter how long this video is, I'm going to try and get through the rest of this. So, Wand of Force. Although it is rumored that the concept of such a wand has taken many forms, the one which has been standardized, as to speak, is a tri-function device which requires considerable operator knowledge only in the application of its 3rd function. Firstly, a wand of force enables the wielder to cause a shaft of nearly invisible blue-white energy to spring forth from its tip. The shaft of energy extends 4 feet and is equal to a +1/+5 bastard sword with respect to its hit probability and damage. This usage expends 1 charge per turn. Secondly, a wand of force can be employed to create a wall of force, duplicating the 5th level magic user spell of the same name. And then thirdly, a wand of force can be employed to create a nearly invisible plane of energy, which performs as if it had been created by the casting of Bigby's forceful hand spell. Okay. Then Wand of Ice Storms, Wand of Lightning Bolts, Wand of Metal Command. This wand appears nothing more than a useful wand of metal and mineral detection, but in the hands of a dwarf or gnome, its exceptional powers become operational. If 1 charge is expended, the wand can transmute gold to lead or lead to gold. If 2 charges are expended, the user can heat metal in the same fashion as the druid spell of the same name. And if 3 charges are expended, the possessor of the wand can cast any one of the following spells, just as if he or she were an 18th level magic user: Crystal Brittle, Glass, Glacé, or Glass Steel. Oh man, there's so much. Wand of Size Alteration, kind of self-explanatory. Wand of Steam and Vapor. And then miscellaneous magic, right? Yeah, we got time. Amulet versus Undead. Anything item, which is probably, a magic item of this sort appears to be any one of those small, rather weak miscellaneous magic items which are more frequently found. Typically one with a limited number of usages, although it is not always true. If the possessor commands, the item will suddenly alter itself to become any other miscellaneous magical item. Except an artifact or relic. I apologize. That caught me off guard. Beast of Force, Bokob's Blessed Book. This well-made tome is always of small size. One will typically be no more than 12 inches tall, 6 inches wide, and 1 inch thick. And some are a mere 6 inches in height. All such books are very durable, waterproof, iron and silver bound, and locked and gain a +3 bonus on their saving throws as leather or book. The pages of such a book will accept magic spells scribed upon them, and any book can contain up to 45 levels of spells. The book is thus highly popular magic users of all sorts as a traveling spellbook. Okay. Boots of the North. This highly dormered set of footgear bestows many powers upon the wearer. He or she is able to travel across snow at a normal rate. Yeah, that's good. At a normal rate of movement, leaving no tracks. The boots are also allow the wearer to travel at half normal movement rate across the most slippery ice. Okay. Boots of the varied tracks. The wearer of these ordinary-looking boots is able, on command, to alter the tracks he or she makes while wearing them. Okay. And then die roll, and then you can track print left, basilisk, bear, boar, bull, camel, dog, giant hill, goat. Track print. What? It's the same thing. Track print. Is that supposed to be track print? Oh, it keeps going. And then we got horse, lion, mule, rabbit, stag, tiger, wolf, or wyvern. I'm going to take a drink real quick. My throat's getting dry. Winged boots, we know that. Braces of archery. Braces of braculation. These wristbands appear to be the ordinary sort, but they have the power to enable the wearer to move by brachiation, swinging from one tree and limb, vine, etc. to another to get from place to place. Okay. Chime of interruption. This magical instrument can be struck only once every turn. Its resonant tone lasts for 3 full rounds. While the chime is resonating, no spell requiring a vertical component can be cast within 30-foot radius of it unless the caster is able to make a saving throw versus breath weapon. Okay. Cloak of Arcania. This black garment is of great magical power. When magic is detected for, the cloak will radiate a strong aura of the alteration sort. When wearing it, an individual will notice that he or she is able to climb just as if a spider climb spell had been placed upon him or her. Okay. Cloak of the Bat. Cyclocone. Appearing as an ordinary pointed hat, this magical device will radiate a dimmed warmer of the evocation sort. Any magic user possessing the item can cause its power to function by pointing the small end of the cone toward the ground and then tossing the cyclocone forward with a spinning motion imparted by opposite movement of the palms of the hands. When thus set in motion, the cone begins to rotate at blurring speeds and grows into a miniature but exceptionally powerful whirlwind. Okay, it's like a tornado. Dart of the Hornet's Nest, Deck of Illusions, Decorion of Light or Darkness. This clerical candlestick is a specially alloyed metal holder with 2 branches. One is of silver and mithril, the other of arm of iron and adamantite. As dark and dead looking as the first branch is bright and gleaming. The 2 branches intertwine to form a twisting stem of intermittent bright and dull bands. Okay, although the coin of light and darkness gives off a faint glimmer of its own, it must have specially manufactured candles to function magically. When a pair of candles made from purest wax with finely powdered obsidian crystal layered within, and then both blessed and consecrated, are put within the socket of the Discordian's arms, the whole radiates a powerful magical aura. Oh my goodness. When both special candles are alight, the cleric touching or holding the device can see into any form of darkness or the brightest forms of light, as if the illumination were normal daylight. Oh my goodness. It's still going. But I think I get it. Dust of dryness, dust of illusion, dust of tracelessness, egg of desire. These names. There are at least 5 different sort of these items, each more strange and potent than the last. An egg of desire is a smallish ovoid which, when placed upon its large end and touched in a certain way, will commence to rock back and forth rhythmically, issuing a soft chiming sound in the process. Once it is so activated, any creature that views it must make saves versus spell or be affected by the egg's dwemer. The effect of each sort of egg is black. Black egg holds viewers permanently unless circumstances permit a breaking of the spell or they die. Holy crap. Bone causes viewers to place their most prized magic item before the egg and then leave and forget what occurred. Crystal causes viewers to place all the gems they possess before the egg and then leave and forgot what occurred. Golden causes viewers to place all precious metals they possess before the egg and then leave and forget what occurred. Scarlet holds viewers for 1 minute, then causes them to become enraged and attack the first living thing they see after the 1 minute time has expired. Wow. Black is terrifying. Holds viewers permanently unless circumstances permit a breaking of the spell or they die. Jeez. Oh, now, what is the other egg? Egg of Reason. Especially enchanted egg of this sort is always coated with oil of timelessness. Although very old and quite vile smelling, each egg has the possibility of increasing the eater's intelligence or wisdom. Okay. Egg of Shattering. Lots of eggs. I don't think there's any eggs in D&D 5th edition. This magical egg-shaped object is most undesirable, for when it is handled normally or touched by a detection spell, it shatters with a loud noise, sending sharp pieces of its case everywhere within a 1 radius. Each creature in the area will suffer attack by 1 to 4 fragments of the egg. Okay. Gem of Insight. Girdle of Dwarven Kind. Girdle of many pouches. Gloves of missile snaring. Gloves of thievery. Hat of Difference. When this Dwemer chapeau is donned, the wearer is able to assume the role of a character of any profession different from that or he or she actually follows. Oh. This magical headgear only empowers assumptions of first level ability, but as long as it is worn, the possessor is able to act as a member of the named profession. Okay. Hat of Disguise, we know that. Hat of Stupidity. This hat is totally indistinguishable from any sort of other magical headgear, even when most carefully detected by magical means. Only by placing it upon the head can its powers be determined. And I guess it just makes you stupid. Howard's Handy Haversack. Horn of Fog. Horn of Goodness / Evil. Iron Bands of Bluro. We're 21 minutes. We're going to finish this. Lens of Detection. Lens of Ultravision. Mantle of Celestian. Merlin's Spoon. This unremarkable eating utensil is... it's folded. I thought it was cut. I was like, who would cut a book? This unremarkable eating utensil is typically fashioned from horn. It radiates a dim dwemer of the conjuration sort if magic is detected for. If the spoon is placed in an empty container, a bowl, cup, dish, etc., the vessel will fill with a thick, pasty gruel. Okay. Pearl of the Seeriness. This normal-seeming pearl will radiate a faint dwemer of the enchantment sort if magic is detected for. In any event, the stone will be very beautiful and worth at least 1,000 gold pieces on this basis alone. If it is clasped firmly in a hand or to breast and possessor attempts actions related to any of the pearl's power areas, he or she will be understandingly able to employ the item. The pearl enables its possessor to breathe in water as if he or she were in clear and fresh air. Underwater movement rate is 24. The possessor is also immune to any ill effects from the touch of a serene. This must be a monster I'm not familiar with. Philosopher's Stone. Take another drink. Pouch of... Oh my goodness, how many more? Pouch of Accessibility. Prison of Zagyg. Oh, I know this one. Only 5 of these brass devices are thought to exist. Each is nearly identical, appearing to be nothing more than a small, well-made birdcage. No amount of normal handling or examination will reveal it to be magical, but if a detect magic spell is cast upon it, it is 50% likely to show a vague dwemer of uncertain nature. Either no class or magic or an enormous one will be detected. Each prison cage has a permanent anti-magic and non-detection spell upon it. Each such item attunes itself to the magic user possessing it when he or she learns the wording which activates that particular prison of Zagyg. It's so much. Seeking activation word has 2 effects. First, the door to the cage is immediately held fast by a wizard lock spell as if the possessor had cast it, and that portal can be opened only from outside by a character of the magic user profession who can normally overcome such a wizard lock without resorting to additional magic. Second, the cage is attuned to a single trigger word which will enable the possessor to imprison a creature within the cage by invoking an enchantment of 1 round casting time. Whew! There's so much. Quiver of Lona, Robe of Stars, Robe of Vermin, Scarab versus Golems. This magical pin enables its wearer to detect any form of golem within 6 something, although he or she must actually concentrate upon such detection for it to take place. Shadow of Lanthorn. This mundane appearing light radiates a faint evil dwemer as if fueled by oil rendered from a fat of human corpses. Ugh. Its beam will generate 5 to 8 shadows who will serve the possessor of the device for as long as it burns. When the oil is consumed, the shadows will disappear. Okay. Sheet of Smallness. Shoes of Farligan. Slippers of kicking, slippers of spider climbing, sovereign glue, spoon of stirring, stone horse, ultimate solution, wind fan. Still in miscellaneous, Zagig's flowing flagon. How much time? 24. We're gonna. How much more? Weapons. Not okay. So I think we'll finish this, and then we'll finish the book. This will be the last one, and then we'll start a new one Wednesday. Zagig's flowing flagon. Its magical drinking vessel appears to be nothing more than a rather well-made figure, usually of nickel silver with some fair amount of engraving and bas-relief sculptures depicting grapes, vines, wine cellars, drinking, etc. The toast phase is read to activate the flagon. The toast phase is read to activate the flagon, and each time it is activated, the phrase changes. My phone is going off. Reciting of the magical toast in order to cause the flagon to fill with good tasting but rather weak wine. That's it? I'll take it. Zagig's spell component case. Armor and shield. Or an armor and shield. Anything armor, which we know what that is. Elfin chainmail. Plate. Then we're on a sword. Short sword of quickness. Sword of the plains. Sunblade. Anything sword. Sword broad final word. Miscellaneous weapons. Axe of hurling. Bullet sling of impact. Dagger +2 long tooth. Dagger of throwing. Hornblade. Knife buckler. Knife buckle. Quarterstaff, magic, and scimitar of speed. And then we're on to the appendices. Weaponless combat. Weaponless combat. Non-lethal combat. The gods of the dwarves. We got Klangedian Silverbeard. Vergedian Dumathon. Abethor. Bernard. Gods of the elves. We're almost done. Almost done. I'm rushing through now. I want to get through with this book. It's been my least favorite so far. Adir Fenia, Urban Glissier, Solthar the Landra, Henelik Solani, Lubulus Inorith, the Gods of the Halflings, Sheila Perthol, Orvorine, Non-Human Deities, Cyrilli, Brendoberis, the Gods of the Gnomes, Fervin Wadawander, Erlin, oh, that's not Erlin, Erdlin, Sigojin Earthcaller, Flannel Steelskin, and then so on and so forth. I'm going to skip through this. Because when I do D&D, I make my own gods. I don't typically pull, except for like Bahamut and Tiamat, and maybe like Lathander and a couple others. I typically just use my own deities. I make them up. And then we're into the quick reference guide, weapons, special. Lots of cool art in here. Polearms, the Axe family, Billhook, military fork, special cases, Lucifer hammer. Afterward and credits. So ends Unearthed Arcana, a volume that we hope will answer many more questions than it creates. No, I have more questions. But we realize, as should you, that questions from readers and game players about this material are inevitable. If you think you've uncovered a trouble spot, or if you don't understand something you read, as we may be able to help. So drop a line to Arcana Questions, P.O. Box, and that's it. And that's the end of Unearthed Arcana. Wait, did I close that right? Yep, Unearthed Arcana. That's the end. Took me 28 minutes to finish that. I could have gone more detail on the gods, but I felt they were... I just wanted to get through this book. It's very text-heavy. But that was a long one. But if you liked what you see, consider leaving a like and subscribing. And I may not reply to them, but I do read all the comments. But thanks for watching.